Welcome to the Marvelous Designer Introduction Series. In this series, we will cover the different methods of basic garment creation and getting started in Marvelous Designer. This video will cover how to navigate and familiarize yourself with the interface so that you can get started working in Marvelous Designer. For those using Marvelous Designer 9.5 and above, we have grouped more tools together for a cleaner user interface. Please long press the left mouse button on the tool to view a list of all of the tools in the tool group. With Marvelous Designer, there is a 3D window and a 2D window. The 3D window is where you preview your garment and simulate, and the 2D window is where you will be building your patterns. You can detach these windows by pressing the icon in the top right-hand corner. You can move and drag them around. You can also just drag them back into their original spot, or you can see after they have been detached, there is another icon that appears that allows you to just bring it right back in. As you saw, we do have these two windows. You can toggle the view options for these windows in the bottom right-hand corner. You can choose to have dual windows, both the 3D and the 2D window. You can have just the 3D window alone. You can have just the 2D window alone, or if something has happened and you are confused and you've lost your window somehow, you can always reset your windows with the reset button. Which brings it back to the original settings. On the left side of the screen, we have tabbed windows. Click on the tab name of each sidebar allows you to open up their window. Selecting the arrow in the top right-hand corner allows you to close the window. So the first tab is the Modular Configurator tab. Here we have built-in blocks that you can use to start building your design. I will go ahead and select man, the t-shirt. I'm going to select drop shoulder, double-clicking, and I have some options here. I'm going to go ahead and just select one of the t-shirts and one of the sleeves, and that will populate it into both the 2D and the 3D window. As you can see here, I'm rotating around it in the 3D space. We will have a more in-depth introduction to this feature in the Modular Blocks tutorial in this same introduction series. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this from my workspace now since I don't really need to be playing with this tool. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and close that tab. The History tab brings up the different stages or steps of your scene all the way up back to the opening of the program. In addition, intermediate steps can be taken, and if you want to save a state, you can use the icon in the top right-hand corner to save that 3D state to refer to later if you need to. As always, you can take Control Z for one step back and Control Y for steps forward. And lastly, we have the Library tab. Here you can access your files that have come with Marvelous Designer, such as the avatars, garments, so on and so forth. You can also bring in your own files by selecting the plus icon in the top right-hand corner and just selecting a folder that you want to bring in. I'm going to go ahead and select an avatar and bring him into my workspace by going to the avatar icon, double-clicking, selecting my avatar folder, and double-clicking on my avatar file. And that will bring him into my 3D workspace and into my 2D workspace. I can also add a garment to my avatar by doing the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and double-click on the garment name, and I can hover over the icons and see a larger image of the garment that I can select from the files that I have. I'll go ahead and select this, double-click. No. Yes. And there we are. So that is the left side of the screen here. On the right side, we have the object browser. This is everything in your scene. This is your fabrics, your buttons, your buttonholes. This is any decorations you have and are using on your garment. They're going to be in here. Below that is the property editor. The property editor displays its properties based on the selected object. So if you've selected the avatar, It'll show you all of the properties of the avatar that you can make changes to. You can also see the properties for garments. If you've selected patterns, you can select all of them and affect all of them, or single pieces. Here is where you can, of course, change your particle distance. You can add collision thickness. You can add elastic to seam lines. You can add seam taping to stiffen that seam line. You can even add pressure if you want to make a puffer jacket, and so on and so forth, all the way down to miscellaneous face count if you really want. If you want to change your fabric properties, you just go to the Fabrics tab, select a fabric with one click, and you can change the color, texture. You can even go all the way down to the bottom to detail and change how it simulates in the properties here. And lastly, right-clicking in the negative space in the 2D or the 3D window will bring up a pop-up window that will show you some options for those windows themselves. Specifically, right-clicking in the 3D window and selecting Simulation Properties, here is where what I use the most is where I can edit my gravity. So if I want to fit something around my avatar, or if I want to build something with 0G, I can just edit my gravity and turn it off so it's a little bit easier to simulate and work with. Basically, this allows you to edit anything in the world that's not the avatar or the garment that you're working with. I'm going to go ahead and just close that library tab. And as you can see, we've worked in the 3D window and in the 2D window. We have done all of this in the simulation mode. Now, if you look at the top right-hand corner, here you will see the words simulation. These are where all of your modes are. Simulation mode is the mode where you are going to be making your garments, you're going to be styling them, and you're going to be working the most in the simulation mode workspace. Once you are done with this, you can change over to animation mode. Here is where you will be importing your motion files. We do have some motion files built in for our avatars, so showing you male B, you can see the motion file folder, and we do have some motion files here. If you wish to bring in your own files, we do recommend working with FBX files. And for recording, you will see that it automatically will switch over, or it will prompt you to switch over to complete simulation. Complete simulation is what you will be using for the most accurate clothing simulation. After animation mode, there is also modular mode. In this mode, you can create more modular relationships for garments, as you saw in the modular configurator. Here are a bunch of templates. We will cover this in a future video. So moving on, we're going to go over to the UV editor. So with the UV editor, you can see the layout is the same as the simulation mode's 2D window for your UV arrangement. You can edit them and move them yourself. Control Z. A feature in this mode is the texture baking. So I can choose texture bake and save it as a separate file if I want to. Closing. And lastly, there is sculpt mode. Here is the step to finalize and add further details with brush tools, as you can see on the right here. We can adjust our brush tools, and we can select our brush tools in the top corner. Just be aware that, let's just go ahead and sculpt something on this shirt here. Be aware that if you simulate after sculpt mode, it will return the garment to its previous state because it does not affect the mesh. So I'm going to go back to simulation, and I can just show you that as an example. And simulate, and it returns it to how the actual mesh and a garment would drape. Next, I'm going to be touching on the view control options. So first of all, you can edit yours and customize them by going to Settings, User Settings, selecting View Controls, and you can see there are preset options. Here we have regular mouse, Maya, 3ds Max, StyleCAD, and tablet. But for all of these tutorials, we will be using regular mouse presets with all of the hotkeys that come with that. So please keep in mind, do not switch your control settings if you are going to be following along with these tutorials. So I'm going to go ahead and close that window. And navigating in the 3D window is right-clicking to rotate around an object or in the 3D space, depressing the middle mouse button to pan, and left-clicking to select with whichever active tool you are currently working with. Right-clicking in the 3D window space will show you a pop-up window with rotational hotkeys. So I can select them by right-clicking. I can also select these keys, which correspond to the numbers on my keyboard. I can also select my gizmo. So as you can see, I have world coordinate gizmo. Please make sure to use world coordinate gizmo while using our tutorials. As well, you can see that I can change the size of the gizmo, and I can reset the scale of the gizmo as well. So I will show you that really fast. I am using the bracket keys to make it larger and to make it smaller, and I can always right-click and reset my gizmo. Right-clicking on the avatar or on the garment will bring up their individual pop-up window options to make some changes in that 3D or 2D space. Such as, for example, as you can see here, with the fabric, I can solidify, I can strengthen my garment all here by just right-clicking on it in the 3D window. As I showed you the gizmo, you can use this to move your patterns and or your avatars in the 3D space or scene. In the 2D window, it is the same mouse buttons as the 3D window to select and to pan, but there are no rotational options nor gizmo because there is no 3D space here. It is obviously a 2D plane, but right-clicking will bring up options for the editing your garment as well. So I can, again, freeze it, strengthen it, deactivate my pattern if I want to in the 2D window as well. And lastly, the top toolbars. We will go ahead and cover those really quick, briefly touching on them by their group name. So for the 3D window, we have simulation, selection, sewing, tack, line tack, arrangement, retopology in 3D, motion, 3D pen garment, 3D pen avatar, texture or graphics, button tools, zipper, piping, fold or press, and garment measure. And for the 2D window, we have the pattern tools, long pressing on the newly nested ones, pleat tools, retopology in the 2D window, sewing tools, steam tool, the seam tape tools, the graphics tools in the 2D window, and the top stitching tools. So that was the introduction to the interface of Marvelous Designer. Here are the links to the next videos in this tutorial series. The order does not really matter, but we do recommend watching all of them as they will feature different methods of beginning creation of basic garment blocks, which you will be using later in the tutorial series. Thank you so much for watching.